Hey, come chop it up with E.
Alright, episode 4 of Come Chop It Up with E. And today I'm here with
Jamarr, aka Rello,
and Edward.
Alright, and today we're gonna be talking about sports related topic, what's going on in the sports world in this day and age. So I got a question for y'all. What do you think about the NFL right now? NFL playoffs now, say the Niners and the Chiefs going to the bowl.
breaks my heart because Lions didn't make it. It was major controversy over coaching, but I can't say it was no coaching. But I feel like that game should have went to overtime if it went correctly.
Okay, for you. Alright,
The playoffs overall was great. Entertaining games. I'm disappointed. I'm heartbroken that the Lions lost. Like, that was really.
I feel you.
But overall, the playoffs have been really solid. Some of the games were a little
iffy by the refs.
like,
I'm saying.
yeah, you know the refs though.
Yeah.
You know the refs. And some of the games that I thought would be really entertaining, like that Browns-Texans game, I thought that was going to be like one of the best games of the year. But instead, it turned into a 45-14 blowout.
Man, that's just
And Joe Flacco got sent home and retired. So it could have been something greater, but it didn't.
like, I feel like we could have had an entertaining bowl if it was Ravens and the Lions, but both America's teams sadly got eliminated.
I feel like that was, I'm about to say that's what America won.
That's what America wanted. That's what America wanted, really.
You gotta get a rewind. I don't mind Chiefs and Mahomes, but just nobody likes Taylor Swift. That'd be the main thing about it. Nobody really likes Taylor Swift, and that's why the main reason why nobody wanted the Chiefs.
Yeah, but the Chiefs are great.
See, I bet 10 on this game.
Dang, that's tough.
I'm going with Mahomes.
Going Mahomes? All right.
I wanted a more entertaining bowl. It could have been a lot better.
Could have been a lot better.
Like, there were a whole bunch of teams in the playoffs that had never been to a Super Bowl.
The Lions.
The Lions. The Texans. The Browns.
Y'all want to know something?
Let me know something.
The Lions is the only team that has been in the NFL since the Super Bowl era to not make it to the Super Bowl.
That's just
The only
sad.
team.
That's just sad. It was close. It was this close.
It's close. In 1991, we were close.
Okay, so we need to know.
And this year, we was
To
right
be honest, I don't even mind that
Here's the thing though, but as
they lost in the championship. I wouldn't even mind if they lost in the Super Bowl. I'm glad that they just got the experience. But I guess we're going to have to come back next year. But with that, it comes to experience. Like, they haven't made it this far in
years before all of us were born.
Exactly.
And they won 2 playoff games. They came up short.
Came up short.
Get to the last one.
Like, man, what was his name? Reynolds?
Yeah,
He was dropping them passes like that. Like, what do you think about that?
Like, all season we were really consistent.
All season.
Like, some of the games we played could have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like the last game we played against the Packers, we could have won that one. But we were overconfident. But most of the season, we were solid. We were smooth. We had a few close games, especially that one with the Chargers. That gave me a heart attack. That last second field goal. But overall,
in electronic way so that
if we were more consistent in the playoffs and made better plays when it really did matter, I think we could have made it all the way. And I wasn't saying we were gonna win the Super Bowl. I was just
I thought we were gonna win the Super Bowl.
I was just hoping that we would make it. So that way, that streak that has been here since 1957, before the merger, before the AFL was even a thing, we could have made it to the Super Bowl if we kept what we were building.
Yeah,
Like,
that's just real talk. That's just real talk.
and we had some key injuries too.
We did.
Like, we had some really banged up players. Our center, he had a bruised hip, almost broken knee, and he was still playing. But that slowed him down. Yeah,
It's
Frank
slowed him
Rello.
But wasn't Brock Purdy like the last pick? He was last pick. He was last pick, and he's doing this now. He's running the ball, throwing the ball good, making these plays.
He was like a 6th round pick.
Like,
And nobody was. They were saying he's gonna be a career backup or a career third string. They wasn't saying he was gonna be a starter going to the Super Bowl against Patrick Mahomes.
that's crazy.
I feel like we needed to be more efficient. Like, we were 17 when that first started. And I scored again until the fourth quarter. Like, and again, I feel like in that moment where Dan Kelly was okay to go for it, it wasn't time because the momentum was already shifted. I'd rather him kick a field goal and tie the game.
Yeah, I feel that.
And the going for it on 4th down really worked most of the season.
It worked most of the season, but this is the
But
playoffs.
this is playoff football. Everybody's senses are heightened because they see that, cool. If you reach the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl, you are in immediate immortality for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Because you say, hey, I want a Super Bowl. That not only a few people in the world can say, hey, I won and made it to a Super Bowl.
That is true.
And so for that, and it's like it adds more to your credentials if you want to go to another team. If you're a superstar and make it to the Super Bowl, you can go to another team, get paid more, and you can say, I've been to a Super Bowl. I had that experience. I can help your team make that next jump.
And they pay you more money.
Exactly.
Like I was saying, like Patrick Mahomes, he's getting up there to like Tom Brady level. Yeah, if he stays consistent like he is right now, because he already won like what 2 Super Bowls?
He's already won 3.
3 Super Bowls.
No, yeah, 2 for now. 2 for now.
2 Super Bowls.
He lost in the second.
He lost the second one
To Tom Brady and
it
the
was
Bucks.
Tom Brady. Yeah, but if it wasn't Tom Brady, he probably would have won that too.
Exactly.
Because Tom Brady to go. Tom Brady
I
to
feel
go.
like when Patrick Mahomes retires, he gonna be in that goal status.
He won't be in that goal
This
status.
is the 3rd Super Bowl in 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And like other teams for years before Tom Brady was ever in good, they were saying Joe Montana, he's the GOAT right there. But then Tom Brady showed up and they was like, okay, this kid may be something really special if he keeps going down the path that he's going. And the first 3 Super Bowls he went to, they were great. He played spectacularly. But then they had a brief period where they weren't that good, and everyone's saying the dynasty's gone. But then he showed right back up, beat Peyton Manning, beat Drew Brees, beat everybody in his path, and was so close to the perfect season. Just Eli Manning.
Man,
He
that's
can't ever beat him.
So speaking of dynasty, what do you think about the Warriors dynasty falling off now?
They're struggling, like they say, just because I feel like they kind of say that because Clay is struggling. Like Steph, they saying Steph is carrying, Draymond getting suspended, taking a lot of teams, like taking a lot of time off the team, not the team. But they're not really dead. Like again, now they got to fight to get back in the playoffs.
You think they're a dynasty still?
Yeah, they're still a dynasty level. They're still a dynasty, but I think they need to start a transition phase. Like they need Steph's getting older. He's not gonna get any younger for a long time. Steph's getting older. Draymond's getting older. He might retire soon. Clay is not at that level that he was at ever since those 2 ACLs.
Yeah, he was injured. ACL.
He was just his legs just giving out on him, and it just dipped down.
LeBron to go. Yeah, like, hey, he ain't wrong though.
No.
LeBron is the GOAT. Okay, who do you think is the GOAT?
Okay, Michael Jordan. Michael
come on,
Jordan.
let's be serious.
Let me be serious.
Mark
Michael
Jordan.
Jordan
Come on,
is
Jamarr. Might as well, Jamarr. Come on.
Michael Jordan is 6-0 in the NBA Finals. Yeah, there are some of the players who did that, but the level that Michael Jordan was at for the entirety of his career
Yeah.
really outmatches everybody. Because you can't tell me Kobe is really close.
Yeah.
But he admitted that without Jordan, there is no Kobe. LeBron is. I'm not saying he's a terrible player. No, I think he's one of the greatest of all time. But I'm just saying he's not at that level
To be at Michael
to
Jordan's
be at
level.
Michael Jordan's level. And I admit, at this age,
Mhm.
and he's still balling, that's impressive. But Michael Jordan, for most of his career, except for the Wizards, but we don't talk about the Wizards. For most of his career, he was consistent and he was carrying those 80s Bulls. He was really the backbone of those 90s.
Just like LeBron.
Hey, wait, we got
And-
Jamarr here on the podcast with us, joining us. What do you got to say about this, Jamarr?
So, I see that you mentioned that, Michael Jordan's the backbone. He's the backbone, of this team. But you gotta know, LeBron came straight out of high school. Jordan came out of college. LeBron came out of high school, people pressuring him, saying that he the next Michael Jordan. Like, he got to do this, he got to keep these stats, he got to be #1 player. He coming straight out of high school, and he met those expectations. You know what I'm saying? And he kept those expectations for what? This is 22nd year now, 21st year in the NBA, and he's still dominating.
No, it might be 25.
Like, yeah, like he's been in the league for longer than I've been alive. And I'm 18. Like, he's been doing it for that long. It's like,
He's doing this at 39, pushing 40.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and nobody, like, okay, Michael Jordan, yeah, he was dominant. People were scared to play him, but all these stories about LeBron, like, people like talking about like his IQ of the game,
Yeah.
what he does, like how he does at a consistent high level. It's like, it's no way you can't say like he has to be like the greatest of all time. I can see the argument for Michael Jordan. I honestly can, but in my personal opinion, it's LeBron.
You got anything to say, Jerome?
I think Mike still got it.
Think Michael Jordan still got it?
I think he still got it. Like, I don't like when people, they try to say like he played 5 future Hall of Famers or something. Like, but you gotta also realize like the people that Jordan played. Like, Jordan played Karl Malone. People like Karl Malone twice.
Karl.
Hey,
Karl Malone.
Hey,
Larry
Let's
Bird.
be serious.
Larry Bird. Karl
Okay,
Malone is
he's-
definitely, Larry Bird.
Larry Bird.
Magic Johnson.
He beat Magic for his first ring. Like, you gotta think. Like,
Keep
that Magic is between. Now you can make an argument for this. LeBron played Steph, Jordan played Magic. So tell me, like, which one is better out of?
Stephen Curry.
Stephen Curry.
Steph is better than Magic.
when
Just
Magic was a
just because he
playmaker.
was he was just a good at what he do, like
Mm.
playmaking. That was really like, he wasn't no shooter like that. Like,
Yeah.
but he was big enough to play defense and what's next, Steph.
Okay. I got a question. So, you know how LeBron was carrying his team going against basically Avengers. The Avengers. The Avengers. Basically Avengers. Okay. KD, Stephen Curry, Prime Klay Thompson,
Prime.
and Draymond Green.
And Draymond
So
Green was
let's put
killing
Michael
it.
Jordan in that situation. On the Cavs, right? And with that same team, had to carry him. Do you think he's winning the game? Winning that finals?
No,
Did LeBron win that final?
Hey, he had a chance though.
he had a chance, but
He had a way
I,
better chance than Michael.
I
You
think
talking about which year? 18 or 17?
18.
18.
I was 18.
18, he did an absolute great of a job carrying that team. But it was another like, now let me say this, he took them farther to a point where Jordan didn't really take that 80s team all the way to the final. They were close, but
Yeah.
they still lost to a team like Larry Bird on that team.
and they lost him the Pistons
And
when
again,
they were good.
That is true.
and also to be honest, they called 2018 the Eastern Conference. They didn't give the Eastern Conference because they said like the Eastern Conference sucked.
It was
You got
terrible.
a point.
Like you can't tell me, like you cannot tell me that the Eastern Conference during 2018 was a good conference. No, it wasn't because LeBron was just rolling over everybody.
That's true.
But when Michael was there, he had one of the most stacked Eastern conferences against him of all time. Like they were really pummeling him in the 80s. They were destroying him in the 80s. He overcame that hill in the early 90s, but in those 80s years and in those 90s years, he still struggled. He was still putting up great points, but he had to beat a lot of great people. And when Michael briefly went to baseball for 2 years, the Eastern Conference was still fighting at each other, and were the Rockets Eastern or Western Conference?
Western.
Yeah, Western.
Okay, so yeah, but still, they were still battling to win.
Okay. Do you got anything to say about this, Jamarr?
Everything you're saying true, you know. But I got no rebuttal against it. But it's like, even though like I give you back like what you said about the like 2018 the Eastern Conference being lower or like less talented than like because like everybody went to the West. Like during that time, everybody was in the West, so it was like the West was more entertaining.
Like Westbrook was still.
But it's still like LeBron had like nobody on that team. Like that's the year. I think was that the year Kyrie left.
Yeah.
Or
No,
it
was
was
it?
Yeah, it was
Kyrie. It was literally just like his second best player on that team is probably J.R. Smith.
But
Yeah, J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith. Let's be serious.
J.R. Smith.
fun.
Like,
And he's not in his prime no more.
And J.R.
Like,
Smith
that's why I
now
said
is
he-
not playing
That's what
basketball.
I'm
That's why I said he did a heck of a job. Like 2016, he actually had some help to help him come back from that 3-1.
But
Now the controversy with that is they say every year that they lost somebody, the Warriors lost somebody, they lost. Like the first year, 2016, they won because they had everybody. 2015, I'm sorry. 2016, Draymond got suspended.
yeah.
They lost that. He was suspended for maybe a game or so, but that was still crucial.
Yeah, changed the momentum.
Yeah, it's changed the momentum. 17, they had KD, healthy KD, healthy Steph, healthy Clay, and they won. 18, same thing, healthy. 19, they played Kawhi. Clay was literally the best player in the finals that year.
Yeah.
Like he had help, and we already knew KD was already hurt by it.
Yeah, Kawhi.
And Kawhi was just in his bag, like
He had that game winner against the Sixers. I still remember that. That was incredible.
But I feel like LeBron in a team sense, he's still because Michael, man, he wasn't passing the ball. No, Michael Jordan not passing the ball.
Except Scottie Pippen
Exactly, Scotty,
or what's his name? He's the current coach of the
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr.
But
He
you
needed
know
the
he's not
three.
gonna be passing the ball. But with LeBron, he's gonna even if his team sucks, he's gonna pass on the ball.
He gonna make the right play.
He's gonna make the right plays. That's why I feel like LeBron is a better.
That kind of shows like a different version from him and Kobe, because Kobe, sometimes he didn't even trust his teammates. Like he said, he just felt in a mode where I gotta do it myself, and just shot whatever he could shoot, and a lot of times he just trained so much he hit some of them shots just because.
But like I feel like LeBron had that terrible team, right? He had to carry that team, but he still trusted in them to hit their shots, right? But I feel like LeBron. And now he's doing it. He's doing the same thing now on the Lakers, but he has help now. Like he has AD and
But
trading block
think about
D'Lo.
it- Think about it.
Trading block D'Lo. He doing good when he about to get traded.
To be honest, I don't like this team, that team, because AD can't stay healthy.
Yeah,
He just got
D'Lo is inconsistent. But like same thing with LeBron, like the last couple of years, like he ain't really played the full season. Like he's gonna miss half of the games that they play.
Yeah.
Then AD, he is hurt and he's out for so long. So it's not like he come back like a day or two later. No, he's coming back in like a month or so. Then
And then
Yeah,
you're
that's-
deep into the season, and you've gotta really step it up. But you don't
Yeah.
got your guys like this team the Lakers have right now. Plenty of talent,
Mhm.
but when I watch some of their games and I look at some of their bench players, and I'm thinking to myself, how did these guys make it out of college? Because there's some bums. There's some those bench players are some
Hey.
real bums.
Hey, but like, okay, okay, let's put Michael Jordan in this day and age of basketball.
He's not doing as well.
He's not gonna do as well as he did
Because today, I have to admit it, today's basketball
He's gonna get Giannis.
is a lot
Bigger.
softer.
Like,
It's a lot
you know,
softer.
it's-
because of the
like,
refs. So
now,
it-
I look at it this way. Y'all saw what Kobe was able to do, right?
That's true.
Like Edward said earlier, it wouldn't be a Kobe Bryant without a Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So I was wondering the same thing. Would that apply if Kobe played? If Jordan played in the shoes of Kobe with that team, and see how that would.
What's Jordan though? Are we talking prime?
Prime Jordan, gonna put Prime Jordan
To be
in
honest,
this
I don't think
day
Kobe
and
was
age.
ever out of his prime. to be
Oh yeah,
honest,
he
'cause
was he scored
always
61 in his retirement game.
Well, Jamarr, what do you think? So we put Michael Jordan in this day and age of basketball. Do you think he's doing good still?
You know, at the end of the day, Jordan is Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But you know, in today's NBA, in today's basketball, like it's a lot of more skilled people. Like
Yeah.
you got people like Luka, Joel Embiid, 7 foot dribbling. Victor Wembanyama, 7'4", then you're dribbling, shooting. Like
Joker, just
nobody,
dominant.
everybody
Joker.
back in the day, what 6'11", 7 foot, they didn't step a foot out the paint.
And just, I feel like this back in that day, it was more stronger.
Yeah,
like,
more
like,
strong,
physical,
muscle.
like
Yeah, more
more
muscle.
physical. And people like Shaq, for example.
Yeah,
Shaq
Shaq dominated.
They tried to do whatever they could to stop him. Like, now you got the same thing with people like Wimpy and Shea. Like, what are we supposed to do? They 7 foot, and they're more like for them to be that size, they're more talented. We knew Shaq being as big as he is and as much muscle he is. We know he was gonna show out the way that he did.
Exactly. Like if Wemby puts on Shaq's size, he's gonna be he's gonna be dominant. He's gonna be one of the greatest centers of all
Because I
time.
feel like he gonna put some muscle up. You know what I'm saying?
For
He
sure.
gonna for sure put some more muscle on it. When he get that muscle, he gonna be dominant like crazy.
It's only his first year, so
Even looking at like Giannis, like for example, 6'11", big built.
When
Like,
Giannis first got in the league, he was a stick.
Like he couldn't do the stuff
Yeah, he
he was
couldn't.
doing.
Exactly.
now.
man, just
Like
think,
they would literally push him down, and he
Wimpy's
couldn't
like
do nothing.
another version of Giannis, but like just way more taller.
Way taller.
And like to be honest, I can say he even more like skilled when you add the shooting into it. And just based off his size, he able to use it correctly by blocking shots, shooting threes. Like Giannis, he ain't really shooting threes like that.
Yeah.
Like he more sticking to what he built, like driving.
Yeah, that's real. But so we put Michael in the current day. Let's put LeBron in the. Let's put LeBron back in the day where Michael was going against.
So he might be a bench
I feel
player.
like nah. I feel like he'll
LeBron
be,
back in the bench.
back in the day.
No, not a bench player,
I feel
but
like he'll be. I feel like he wouldn't get all the physical, like meet all the physicality. Of what's the name? Like, details that it brought, like more of this, because you see, like he gets fouled and he has to go foul. Now I'm trust me. Now I done seen a couple fouls that should have been called for him, but
Yeah.
like
some of
he
Oh,
them.
got
that Jason
like,
one? Oh, I'm
it's all
still
gonna-
mad about that.
But back in the day, I still
Still mad
feel
about
like if he learns how to meet the physicality, he can be another Jordan.
And like, if you look at the average size back then compared to the average size of a guy now, it's a drastic
It is
difference.
a drastic difference.
Because you looking at some of these guys like, what are you doing? I see you work out on Instagram. What's
Yeah.
where's the
What is
muscle
more-
application?
We can never, like you can see them work. They just NBA players, they just highly trained. But like when we get in the game, it's like so different.
It is so different. Like nowadays, it's more about how skillful you are, and more how flexible you are, and more so
Yeah.
how built you are and how strong you are to
They
get to the
don't bring
paint.
the physical, like
Yeah.
And like it could like some people today they could down it. Like if you put Giannis back then, he might
He might.
be great.
Yeah.
He's like,
But like someone like
also,
Victor, though.
You just gotta
Victor
you
would
just
be-
gotta make sure you meet the physicality. And like when beat him, not right now.
Yeah.
Like he ain't in that form to.
he needs like a good 2 or
To
3
be honest, they
years.
still have players like that, like
Yeah.
Lil Bo and Yao, like huge,
Yeah,
7-foot
huge.
monsters.
Yao.
But you know, like even going based off that, like even Michael Jordan, like his first like stage of his career, he couldn't just like he had to adjust up to that over time, like the physicality of the league. Like he didn't start out just like physical already. Like he was getting thrown around, he was getting knocked down, all that, but he just adjusted. So I feel like even like players like that, like say like you throw like LeBron and like Victor back in that league, like like when it was physicality, I feel like if they got a chance to like feel that and adjust to it, like they would do good. Like
Trust me, I got LeBron, but like Wemby, we only seen like half a year. Like, it's-
Yeah, we want
like
to
let him actually get older and kind of mature more.
And like I see some of the highlights from like the 80s and 90s, and these guys are getting like clothesline, just
That is
thrown
true.
down,
way more aggressive.
and they were getting some fouls that today I think they would just start a fight over today
Yeah.
because it just the physicality back then
Yeah.
and
well,
the physical aggressiveness between every single player trying to be the very best was an absolute pinnacle.
So, final question for today's episode. Who are gonna be the future stars of the NBA? Since you know now,
Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese Halliburton.
How
Shea
old?
Gilgeous-Alexander.
Exactly. I was
Shea,
just about.
Tyrese.
I don't want to say Anthony Edwards. I'm not gonna say
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards.
And if Cade
I'm
Cunningham
about
can
to say
stay
Cade,
healthy,
too.
if he could stay
Stay
healthy,
healthy.
he might be.
But it's also another one I also want to put out there.
Melo?
Like, Melo actually been hooping. Like
Yes,
he got hurt, and like y'all should have seen the stats before he got hurt. He had 30 plus in his last few games before he got hurt. Then he came back a little slow, like 21, then
Yeah.
28, then he went back down to 18 and stuff.
Cause yeah, I feel like that some good answers too. You got Victor, you got Ant, you got SGA, and you got Tyrese Halliburton.
I feel like they overhyping some people though.
Some
Like,
people
like-
like who?
Like, I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. I'm thinking they're overhyping. He's part of the Clippers.
Part of the Clippers.
No, not the Clippers. I know. I see his face right now, but I just can't. I don't
Is he
remember.
is
You know
he
what
like,
team
you know what team he's on?
No, I just see his.
If I
I probably I was gonna
think.
think. I was about to say Anthony Edwards, but Anthony Edwards needs to go. No,
Yeah, I
he's
was
my
thinking
favorite player.
Bones Highland, where he said, "What's it?"
Like some of these rookies out, the only rookie that's doing good for real is Victor. Everybody else is not doing.
Like,
Ooh.
no.
Oh,
There's some-
I know.
Shay, oh yeah, Shay.
What's
is-
his name? He's part of the Big Baller brand.
Lonzo or D'Angelo,
Lam-
Melo.
Melo.
That's what I
So
said.
you think he overhyped him?
No.
Just a little bit.
A little
Like,
bit.
let me
Melo's doing good, man.
let me explain. LaMelo is doing his ball,
No.
but I feel like I have a feeling
Out of the five, after the five,
I
yes,
feel
you
like
say he's
people are
overrated.
underhyped,
That-
than overhyped.
that-
Oh yeah, for sure.
that towards the middle of his career, I feel like something's gonna drastically
How
impact
can you
him.
be?
Look at the-
How can you be overhyped when you have these stats like this? Look, like he
That's
was
great
hurt.
stats.
He was hurt right here. This like he had to come back.
So
yeah,
slow.
they're-
maybe out of those
If I
five,
can, if
maybe
I can
he's
get
a
the
little bit
stats
overrated,
from before,
but-
if I can get the stats from before,
That's what you're saying. Out of those five, maybe he is because you have Anthony Edwards, you got Victor Wembanyama, you got SGA, you got Tyrese. Great players,
Yeah.
doing what they got to do for their teams.
He might be, but I'm not saying he's a terrible player. No, he's one of the best right now. But I'm just saying something around the end of his career. There's always a shift in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like there's always a shift. I've yet to see the NBA go just straight 3-point. Like it's not going to be 3-pointers for the rest of our lives. It's not going to be that. And towards when it happens, that shift, he might not be able to adjust well to it.
I feel you. Well,
Like, and a lot of players struggle to adjust. Like when, like Shaq,
Shaq, yeah.
when it went from dominant big men to more mid-range
shooting.
he really liked. He was still great, but he's kind of fell off. And towards the end of his career, he was scoring.
So that's why you're saying about LaMelo. Like
Yeah.
he's gonna start shifting. Okay, so we got our 5 future stars that we agree on.
Yeah, he's gonna be a future star, but he might be overhyped a little bit.
Now,
So-
my last thing.
Let's see, let me know
I
something.
can't wait to Lonzo come back.
Oh yeah.
I want to see how he come back to the league.
I hate
Yeah.
that.
Been hurt
I
for
hate
like 2 or 3. Hurt for like 2 or 3 years. I can't wait to see how he gonna come back and see how he do.
His dad talks way too much.
Yeah.
His dad,
Well,
yes,
We'll
all
close
the
out to
time.
episode 4. We'll close it out. And thank y'all for being on my podcast. All right, we'll close it out.
Chop it up with you.
Chop it up with Eve.
Chop it up with you.